Welcome back to the program. Remember, the broadcast is streaming on our socials, on Facebook and on TikTok at Globe TV GH. Please join us with your thoughts and comment this morning. The Human Rights Court has delivered a significant ruling in case filed by former Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta seeking to restrain the Office of the Special Prosecutor, OSP, from declaring him wanted. In a decisive judgment, the court dismissed Ofori-Atta's application, paving the way for the OSP to continue at its public notice and search measures if necessary. Ken Ofori-Atta, who served as the former finance minister during the previous administration, is currently under multiple investigations for alleged misconduct during the tenure. The OSP has been probing him for suspecting financial irregularities and procurement breaches. Now, despite the ongoing investigations, Ken Ofori-Atta approached the Human Rights Court, arguing that OSP potential declaring him as wanted would infringe on his rights and prejudice the proceedings, while effectively upholding the OSP's mandate to pursue public accountability through lawful means. The OSP announced that the court decision on social media on Wednesday, June 18th, underscoring the significance of the ruling. Governance and promote transparency and accountability, the Parliament of Ghana has launched a groundbreaking project in collaboration with the UK's Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office and the World Bank. The Building the Capacity of Parliamentarians for Economic and Financial Governance project is £800,000 initiative designed to enhance the capacity of Ghanaian parliamentarians in economic and financial governance. The project, which will run for 18 months, aims to strengthen Parliament's oversight, improve fiscal management and deepen understanding of economic policies among members of Parliament. By equipping parliamentarians with the necessary skills and knowledge, the program will foster effective governance, accountability and transparent management of public resources. Now, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin emphasized the significance of this initiative, stating that it will strengthen parliamentary oversight, improve fiscal management and deepen understanding of economic policies among members of Parliament. President John Dramani Mahama has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to creating a business-friendly environment through significant regulatory reforms. At the Ghana-EU Partnership Dialogue in Accra, President Mahama outlined plans to introduce unified licensing system and regulatory impact assessment framework.
President John Dramani Mahama, while speaking at the dialogue, emphasized the importance of a national public-private dialogue framework to enhance collaboration between the government and the industry. He encouraged European businesses to invest in Ghana's growing economy, pointing out opportunities in agribusiness, manufacturing, value addition, and digital innovation. The president also mentioned that revisions to the Ghana Investment Promotion Center Acts are in progress to attract more foreign direct investment.
On private sector investment promotion, we are acutely aware that the government alone cannot lead Ghana's transformation. A thriving private sector is indispensable in this effort. To that end, we are implementing a unified licensing regime to reduce the regulatory bottlenecks and a national structured public-private dialogue framework to ensure that business voices are systematically incorporated into all national policy. Additionally, introducing a regulatory impact assessment (RIA) regime marks a new phase in policy making, anchoring decisions in data, ensuring predictability, and improving Ghana's competitiveness in the global market.
In discussing Ghana's economic outlook, Mahama highlighted the progress made in restoring macroeconomic stability. He emphasized the importance of fiscal discipline, enhancing domestic revenue mobilization, and exercising expenditure control in partnership with the Bank of Ghana. These reforms are designed to position Ghana as a regional hub for sustainable economic growth.
On macroeconomic recovery and fiscal governance, Ghana's economic outlook is rebounding steadily. Our administration remains committed to restoring macroeconomic stability through prudent fiscal management, enhanced domestic revenue mobilization, and expenditure rationalization. Working in partnership with the Bank of Ghana, we're stabilizing inflation, stabilizing the cedi, and pursuing debt restructuring strategies to restore confidence and rebuild the fiscal space for development. These efforts are yielding fruits, and only yesterday the Fitch Rating Agency upgraded Ghana's credit outlook to B-, stable outlook.
Well, President Mahama has also called on the European Union to support Ghana in developing a technology-driven defense industry. He emphasized Ghana's crucial role in maintaining peace in West Africa and combating violence extremism during the Ghana-EU dialogue at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Speaking at the Ghana-EU dialogue held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, President Mahama emphasized Ghana's role in maintaining peace in West Africa and the urgent need to combat violent extremism, while appreciating the EU's backing through the European Peace Facility, including non-lethal military aid. The President urged deeper collaboration to enhance Ghana's defense capabilities. He cited regional initiatives such as the Rapid Action Groups for Surveillance and Intervention in the Sahel Project and the ECOWAS Stabilization Agenda as key to tackling terrorism and promoting democratic governance.
On peace, security and defense cooperation, Ghana remains a beacon of peace in West Africa. However, the growing threat of violent extremism across our borders demands urgent and coordinated action. It compels us to increase defense spending to prepare our armed forces to protect our country's territorial integrity in the event of any threat. The EU has been a steadfast partner through support under the European Peace Facility, including provision of non-lethal military equipment. We are now looking to elevate this cooperation. Ghana seeks EU collaboration in developing a resilient and technology-driven defense industry.
The President also highlighted Ghana's energy transition plan, targeting net zero emissions by 2060 through renewable energy and natural gas. He expressed hope of leveraging the EU-backed Just Energy Transition Partnership to finance solar, wind, and green hydrogen projects.
On energy transition and green growth, Ghana's Energy Transition and Investment Plan, launched in 2023, reaffirmed our commitment to achieving net zero emissions by the year 2060. We are pursuing a diversified mix of renewable energy, natural gas, and potentially nuclear power to ensure energy security while reducing our overall carbon footprint. We look forward to leveraging the EU-supported Just Energy Transition Partnership, the JET-TP, to scale up solar, wind, and green hydrogen financing. With Ghana's rich lithium and graphite deposits, we are positioning ourselves as a center for electric vehicle assembly and battery manufacturing in West Africa.
The Municipal Education Director for Kwawu West in the Eastern Region, George Yantra, has advised the Basic Education Certificate Examination BECE candidates to remain focused and avoid excessive celebration after their exams. Instead, he encouraged them to patiently await their results, which are expected to be released by the end of July.
After the completion of the exams, George Yantra, The Municipal Education Director for Kwahu West in the Eastern Region advised the candidate to maintain discipline and avoid destructive behaviors, such as tearing their uniforms or discarding their textbooks. He urged the candidates not to over-celebrate to the point of engaging in indiscipline. Instead, they should patiently await their results and keep their fingers crossed for positive outcomes. The Education Director's advice serves as a reminder for the candidates to stay focused and maintain a positive attitude as they wait for their results.
They have every right. So, on jubility, and I'm to know enough from no, they should jubilate in moderation. Now, keep school materials and then school uniform. No, Bibia bit Messi, Ghana ha Sida, say Bibinti, why you say more exams and I'm no. Ye twem na nkoba so bu a owi a na ototo ne books egu e bi create me to matade em ya to fo say until say omo ebete say si ade enkunim dia den aba no sa no mane nyina omo nkipu na omo nya careful for them so bu also a owi a me masem emasem galamsey a si enche bia so na results aba nti efutu ekwama say omonyro ho na omomobo ho nsi say the results no ba ombetimi atwa adom efe mayade papa firasha sie nyina ye nsheda nto ye samfrem so say the modo entimi bibia no maba na mo ne edi nsa also.
Some candidates expressed excitement and plans to celebrate, while others were more subdued, praying for favorable results.
Oh, Nyankopon do mase de esu enye timi ba ntimi try pa. Kopon do metimi ye hwe nim so mo kom mark ni so metimi mark ni yom de akoma pe mark na ejiri se betimi adunkunya me den single no se de be do so afi pa
time na ye kwa start exams no na I am to show be do middle part ni de na I am to show ni na akọ
me de si a me nko jimani by or se me pie na me kobo ese me results be ban na ife
ne radem wa mo no mo mark ye ni enya school pa ne yonko.
The chairman of the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving Committee, Elvis Ankra, has led a presidential delegation to visit the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Kingsford Bagbin, extending an official invitation for Parliament to participate in the National Day of Prayer and Reflection. Scheduled for July 1st, the event encourages Ghanaians to introspectively examine their individual collective contribution to the nation.
His Excellency wants us to consolidate these attributes by coming together on the 1st of July, which is still the Republic Day, by dedicating that day for reflection, repentance, renewal, and recommitment to Ghana's peace, prosperity, and unity under God. It's going to be a non-partisan, inclusive, and spiritually unifying engagement. And the theme for that day's program is Reflect, Reset, and Renew for National Prosperity. We need to reflect on our individual and collective contributions to this country. Where do we want this country to go? What can we do differently? We reset our minds, our attitudes, our posturing, so that we can renew ourselves for where we want Ghana to go to. And you, as the Speaker of Parliament, together with both sides of the divide.
So, as we keep on meeting and exchanging ideas, it's not always going to be just prayer, Thanksgiving, that kind of thing. But usually, they take a national issue and bring men and women of not substance, but of knowledge and wisdom to share that day, to share that knowledge and wisdom with a large gathering of brothers and sisters. And after they leave that place, then they see that, after all, there is no difference. So why should we fight? But luckily, our great-grandfathers by the intervention of the Almighty God. Got this message long ago.
You're still watching the Wake Up News on Globe TV. I am Brighter Wusi. Coming up on the program, President Mahama urges unity and collaboration between MMDCEs and members of parliament to drive development in Ghana. Details wrap shortly. Don't go anywhere. You're welcome back to the broadcast. Remember, we are streaming on our socials, on Facebook and on TikTok at Globe TV GH. Please join us with your thoughts and comment. To some other stories, President John Dramani Mahama is calling for unity and collaboration between metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives and members of parliament to drive development in Ghana. In a keynote address at the MMDCE's orientation and training program, he emphasized the importance of putting aside partisan interest and working together as part of the same government to serve the people.
The 3-day orientation program for metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives, MMDCEs, aims to equip them with the necessary philosophies, tools, values, and clarity to lead effectively. The program covers key areas such as the development blueprint of the 9th government of the 4th Republic, the roles and responsibilities of MMDCEs, and other government initiatives such as the 24-hour economy, Mahama Care, the Feed Ghana program, and others. In his address, President Mahama urged metropolitan, municipal and district chief executives to put aside partisan interests, work closely with their respective members of parliament and focus on delivering development.
As MMDCEs, you will be judged by the cleanliness of your districts. A filthy town is not merely an eyesore, it is a public health hazard and an indictment on leadership. Sanitation will be one of your most important key performance indicators. International experience affirms this. For those of you who have been to Kigali, I should send you there one by one. The Rwandan government, through empowered local authorities and monthly community cleanups called Umuganda, has made the city one of the cleanest in Africa. In Singapore, strict enforcement of sanitation laws, waste segregation and recycling have become standard practice. And in the Scandinavian countries, municipalities lead circular economy models that transform waste into energy, jobs, and revenue. These successes by these countries are not accidental. They are driven by committed local leadership, civic education, and accountability.
The Minister of Local Government, Chieftaincy and Religious Affairs, Ahmed Ibrahim, highlighted challenges hindering the progress of MMDAs, including institutional inefficiencies, staff indiscipline, weak supervision, and low revenue mobilization. However, he emphasized that these obstacles can be surmounted through renewed commitment, innovation, and a people-centered approach.
This orientation is not just a formality. It is one of a series of capacity-building innovations for MMDCEs. However, the 3-day orientation and training is a foundational exercise and intended to equip the MMDCEs with the relevant philosophies, tools, values, and clarity needed to lead effectively.
Former Speaker of Parliament and Chairman of the Council of State, Edward Doe Ajahu, emphasized the crucial role of MMDCEs in realizing the President's vision for resetting the country.
As MMDCEs, You are the first point of contact between the citizen and the state. You are not only implementers of policy, you are the face of government where it matters most. I urge you, therefore, to take this responsibility seriously. As MMDCs, your role is pivotal, and we are confident that the direction you will receive today and throughout this week will further empower you to lead at the local level with discipline and vision. I urge you the searching ahead with seriousness of purpose. Learn what you must. Ask what you need to ask. But above all, remember that your actions must serve the public good.
In the Bono region, Berekum Municipal Chief Executive Hajia Fati Abubakar has pledged to restore the dignity of Berekum, aptly referred to as the Golden City, by prioritizing cleanliness and sanitation. Now, during a recent cleanup exercise along the Berekum-Doma Road, she emphasized her administration's commitment to improving the municipality's environment.
The three-day orientation Madam Hajia Fati Abubakar, in an interview with Globe News, stated that they will do the cleanup exercise every 2 weeks to make Berekum clean and called on the residents to support. According to her, the cleanup exercise became necessary due to how some of the trees on the roadside fall on the road, making it difficult for drivers to access the road. She added that another objective of the cleanup exercise is to complement the efforts of President John Dramani Mahama's initiative to make the environment clean.
America Kranka, the Golden City, no air Diaguno. The fact you say, you better restore the Golden City back. And no, na ene ye hunu hai. Na ye wi ni nene enwie yo. E beto aso aye, a chekrano every 2 weeks biano. Asiesie e bekoso wo Berekum, ama Berekum afa ne ntoma pafra. E bono man na Ghana man nyina ahu Berekum say e cleanest city. Ahundie hu nsem e ka say ye yafamudie. Na America kra ye Zumi Lion nsem no enimu aye e wo Berekum. Aban Papa John Dramani Mahama nominate me am ba say my family members beji me to me abola edi enya e wo Berekum yi me ba ye me nche kra.
The Bono Regional Youth Organizer of the National Democratic Congress, Kweku Rumi, commended the MCE for the initiative and urged the residents of Berekum to support sanitation-related issues in the municipality.
The Bakwa I manage sense me kaipa say ya mame mere boachi. Ne penso ayaji the best award the whole Ghana no. O start adwuma se said ne amsi asset ne pepepe. Na ehye nkura ma Berekum e fa ne ntoma pafrai. Na dwumadie we no ye mabu titiro. Na so omde wo ho ye de ehim. De nti am ne me tu mirika ba ha se ndem ho be hye sa dwumadie we me se sa dwumadie ha ye me office. Me office ne ha. Sanse beka se yemfa certificate mra. Me de ye se kana kotokoro. Enti nde ya be ye me office adwuma ne de. Na se nyina de ho be hye be boa. Ama me office no adwuma no edi mu.
Now back to the eastern region, because the concerned youth of Kwawu, Onyemso are sounding the alarm, urging peace in their community amidst a brewing chieftaincy dispute. Located in the Kwawu 8th district of the region, this farming community has history of chieftaincy conflict. However, a new chief's installation brought a brief respite, kind KC, to the development-focused approach.
The youth of Kwawu Onyemso have taken a proactive stance protesting in the streets over concerns about the potential installation of another chief, which they fear may reignite the dispute and destabilize the community. Eager to prevent another round of conflict, they are demanding timely intervention from authorities to promote stability and peace. The leader of the concerned youth of Onyemso, Kweku Dankwa, has made an urgent appeal for immediate action to prevent the situation from escalating further.
Say Yenia Breni Aboko Jaya, Enya Bibia, Onyemso mine, Asumdua, Yewomua, Nansen, ye enjoy a baye and fear numuni. I hint some a coso sa Ama, Asamono Omukoko diwa bene, every year. Yabasra mo pa na Asumdua, says Yanyano, a baye afinino, Omoma Yanya, Yasumbi, na Yasumuye, yes, realm, yes, realm, say yes, na se omantie na se de omka so ombeya na ombeya omasi ombo a da obi be si ha ese oba be si ohina na so oba be tu ohina de oba no ayen samase e de agya na yere ne ma.
The youth are resolute in their determination to protect their community and ensure that peace prevails. Some community members led by Kwabena Busu have expressed their support for Chief Nana Owusu-Ofori, whom they believe is working tirelessly to promote peace and development in the area. They are calling for security protection to safeguard the community and allow residents to go about their daily activities without fear or intimidation.
Nana family kunu wahina ye nim so ya wahina okuro dwawe mu Onyemso emponoa emabuna wa anse nu ye nyina kabom asa asumdwe ne yepe adwuma ne ye waku adwuma ne ye ukoba ne uni asumdwe ntimi ntena enkwala wo school dem ananse ba se ye tutum pretty for betra bre edi be 6 months no mgusu ha e ba sa school matum ukofo ma usuro eti ba sa nso na ma kuro no mutena asumdwe nim empuntuo ma school dem musi adwumafo na agya koe eti e no ma san yadom so mo san ba so mo san de sa de nim biemu ba de ne enso ye boy ho atwen wo mo pa ye mpe ye srom omanya omno ma ye wa bene wa ma sa bene ye hu yate dada o ma sa kwasi hu esiase tunurasi ni na ma se ho ye mpe to mbasa basa nyum so ma eno de srom o mo sa ba biemu dia na no kwa o mo dom de ete.
The situation remains tense and the need for a peaceful resolution is paramount. It is essential for authorities to engage with the community and work towards a solution that promotes stability and unity.
To the Greater Accra region, the Ga Manyame and Asafo Anyame have reaffirmed their support for the Kintaku Teikutro II as a legitimate Ga Manye, citing his customary installment and recognition under Ghanaian law. At a press conference presided over by Na Lamle Ajakudromo II and Lole Jamawe Manye declared that Kentucky Teikutro II's instrument by the recognized judge of the Ga Paramount II was lawful.
During a press conference led by Na Lamle
Israeli gunfire
Ajakudromo II, Lole Jamawe Manye announced that Kentucky Teikutro II was lawfully installed by the recognized judge of the Ga Paramount II. They dismissed allegations from Ni Adamalache regarding fraudulent means to obtain his gazette and called on the Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs to affirm Ni Taki Teikutro II's legitimacy. The Ga Manyemi and Asafo Manyemi emphasized that he completed all necessary customary rites and received blessings from Teshi Wulomo and Lakpa Wulomo. The people praised his leadership in restoring peace and unity within the Ga state and emphasized the recognition of Ga loyalty, urging all stakeholders to uphold truth, tradition, and justice in reaffirming his legitimacy as the Ga Manche.
The Ga state has long been a beacon of peace and stability, particularly during the reigns of the late King Ni Amugi II and Queen Mother Na Dede Omedru I. This harmony, however, began to erode during the third year of the reign of King Ni Takitaria III. That period saw increasing unrest, marked by acts of vandalism and attacks on palaces and sacred spaces associated with Ga leaders perceived to be aligned with the then government. The Ga Manche and Manya themselves were not spared. Both King Takitaria III and Na Omedru I of blessed memory suffered trauma and were airlifted abroad for medical care, a void that triggered instability and deepened conflict in our beloved Ga state. The situation worsened with the unlawful breach of the Ga stool room and the forceful removal of King Takitaria III's belongings from the king's palace. Allegedly, aided by politically misinformed individuals and thugs. This act marked a turning point in the erosion of traditional order. It was in this climate that George Taki, now calling himself Adamalache, ascended the throne wrongfully, with the backing of land guards, political actors, and security personnel. His claim, however, was immediately challenged by Dr. Kelvin Taki, his own nephew, who had been rightfully nominated and installed as King Regent in accordance with our Ga customs. King Taki Tekochuru, our king, is the rightful Gamanche.
We've got more local stories on our website at www.globetvonline.com. Coming up on the international front, Israeli attacks kill 140 in Gaza in 24 hours, medics say, as fakers shift to Iran. Details wrap shortly. Don't go anywhere. Let me take you to the Middle East as Israeli gunfire and strike killed at least 140 people across Gaza in the past 24 hours, local health officials said, as some Palestinians in the strip said their plight was being forgotten as attention has shifted to the air war between Israel and Iran.
Israeli gunfire and strikes have killed at least 140 people across Gaza in the past 24 hours, according to local health officials. At least 40 of those killed over the past day died as a result of Israeli gunfire and airstrikes on Wednesday, Gaza's health ministry said. The deaths include the latest in near-daily killings of Palestinians seeking aid in the 3 weeks since Israel partially lifted a total blockade on the territory. Medics said separate airstrikes on homes in Gaza City killed more than 20 people, while 5 others were killed in an airstrike on an encampment in Khan Yunis in southern Gaza. Regarding the airstrikes, the Israel Defense Forces said it was, quote, operating to dismantle Hamas military capabilities, while taking, quote, feasible precautions to mitigate civilian harm. At Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City, Fida Masood says her son was injured while getting aid. She said Palestinians have been suffering for 2 years and that eyes have been drawn away from their plight as attention has shifted to the air war between Israel and Iran. On Tuesday, Gaza's health ministry said nearly 400 Palestinians had been killed and more than 3,000 wounded since aid deliveries restarted in late May. Israel is now channeling much of the aid into Gaza through a new U.S. and Israeli-backed group, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. Israel has said it will continue to allow aid into Gaza, while ensuring aid doesn't go to Hamas. Hamas denies seizing aid, saying Israel uses hunger as a weapon. The Gaza war was triggered when Hamas-led militants attacked Israel in October 2023, killing 1,200 people and taking about 250 hostages, according to Israeli tallies. Israel's subsequent military assault has killed nearly 55,600 Palestinians, according to Gaza's...
Well, Israel and Iran war continues to bite harder, and before more international stories, if you visit our website at globetvonline.com. Let's bring you a recap of our top story. The Human Rights Court has dismissed Ken Ofori-Atta's application to block the office of the special prosecutor from declaring him wanted. And Parliament launches landmark initiative to enhance economic and financial governance. President Mahama has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to creating a business-friendly environment through significant regulatory reforms. And in the Middle East, Israel attacks kill 140 in Gaza. In 24 hours, medics say as fakers shift to Iran. And that will be for the bulletin on behalf of the entire production team led by Joan Abena McCarthy and directed by Alexander Ohineje. Many thanks for watching. I am Brighter. Have a good morning and enjoy the rest of our program. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.